Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. I'm going to throw today or ask questions regarding the Supreme Court. Information was recently released that members of the Supreme Court provided their financial disclosure reports. Well, 7 of the 9 justices did. 2 justices asked for extensions. Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas. Now, Thomas is obviously one that everybody wants to see because of all the recent revelations of the gifting that Harlan Crow has done with him. So apparently he needs a little more time to document all that. Alito is of interest because, according to this article on NPR, he is the only justice that owned lots of different stocks as opposed to using a professionally managed mutual fund. So that does leave him open to conflicts of interest, shall we say. The Queen of Wands just popped up. So they'll probably look into that a little bit more closely. Okay, so in reading the article in NPR, for the other 7 justices, everything, at least the way the article reads, everything appears to be on the up and up. There's no red flags. For Thomas and Alito, you're asking for extensions, that implies red flags. So are Thomas and Alito, are their financial disclosures going to lead to more investigations into their finances for entertainment purposes only? Okay, they're feeling really stuck here because they can't lie on those forms because that's perjury, and with all the scrutiny that's on there, they're stuck. And if they do not declare stuff and it's found out and there's a lot of scrutiny on them, they're in even bigger trouble. So these guys are stuck. What's crossing with it? The money that they've earned. The money that they've earned over the years that they haven't talked about. They're now victims of their own greed, corruption. They're Supreme Court justices. They don't have to follow the rules. They can bend the rules a little bit. Maybe they bent them too much. What do we have in the past? They are, collecting a little bit of extra on the side. Just a little bit here, a little bit there. Oh, insider trading. Everybody does it. Oh, you want to take me on vacation? Oh, I love your generosity and your charity. I'll take you up on that. But all those little things add up to a lot of money over time, or in the case of Clarence Thomas, lots of big trips. So they're finding out about the money that they were getting from bigger donors. Interesting that there's 2 people on here. Current situation, they're looking at the finances. They're looking at the nice lifestyles that these guys have. And they're wondering, where did all this money come from? And their finances are getting looked at. And we're, either John Roberts in the Supreme Court or these justices are now at a crossroad. There's a decision that needs to be made because these finances are coming out. And if you've been taking liberties, taking too much money and enriching yourself, there's a decision that needs to be made on how this is going to go down. There's a feeling of betrayal and disappointment. I'd say these guys aren't on the up and up, and there's going to be consequences that probably either Johnson and Alito feel are, or Johnson and Alito feel are betraying them, or we're feeling betrayed because justice isn't being done. I think that's where the crossroads is. Do you hold these guys accountable or not? So who's going to get their feelings hurt? And the outcome is the 4 of Wands. And underneath it, as I showed it, is the celebration card. Okay. Oh, and the bottom of the deck is the huge burden. Okay, so to summarize, these guys are in trouble. They know it. They're hostages to their own greedy behaviors from the stuff they collected in the past. And now they have a real tough decision to make. Are they going to report all of it, or are they going to try and hide some of it? They've been getting extra money on the side from people, and that's going to be revealed, most likely. They're these financial disclosures, because of the news of Harlan Crow's relationship with Clarence Thomas, they're looking very closely at the money. court's going to have to decide, and they're going to have to decide what they do, how honest they're going to be. There's going to be some real feelings of betrayal here. And I think what we're going to see here is people celebrating the departure of one, if not both of these guys, or anybody who's committing financial crimes on the Supreme Court. Okay. So let's throw individually now, shall we? There's 3 people that we need to ask about. John Roberts, Clarence Thomas, and Samuel Alito. All right. Did I happen to mention this is for entertainment purposes only? Wouldn't want to piss off 3 members of the Supreme Court now, would I? Where's my First Amendment rights? Where's my Second Amendment rights? Where's my Miranda rights? Where are the Wright brothers? You ever hear about the Wright sisters? Were there no sisters? No daughters in that family? Come on. John Roberts, how are you feeling? How is this affecting you? Especially, of course these 2 are gonna ask for extensions. I'm surprised Kavanaugh didn't. Okay, well, he's got to do the evaluating. King of Pentacles, I'm in charge, and I got to deal with these guys. What is that? Oh yeah, they're a nightmare. What a freaking mess. You SOBs. Oh, I cannot believe you guys are wearing me down. And somebody's going to leak some information to him about the monies. About all the monies. Okay. So what do we got? Roberts is evaluating the money. He's evaluating the situation. It's an incredible burden to him. It's just wearing him out. What a freaking nightmare these guys are, because he's going to find out what they've been doing because he finds out about the money. And probably finds out from other sources that they don't reveal. So it's like, now the parent asking you where you've been that night, or the lawyer who asks you about something, or the FBI, they already know the answers. They're just going to see if you're going to lie to them. It's kind of like that. Wanted to pause my video for a second. I have an overhead light on in this room, and it's reflecting off the cards. So it was like on that Ace of Pentacles came over on my screen, on the camera screen that I'm looking at here. It looked all glared out, so it's probably all glared out for you too. Okay, so Roberts is going to suffer. He's going to suffer like a very disappointed parent dealing with a couple of naughty teenagers who've been out gallivanting, and they're busted. Then the neighbors found out. The neighbors told you that they were having a party while you were gone, and now you're going to find out if they're going to tell you the truth or not, and where all the beer bottles are hidden. All right. Clarence Thomas, how are you feeling about this situation? All right. How's Clarence feeling? Oh, betrayal. Somebody told on him. He's pissed. Somebody told on him. He's pissed. He's going to have to leave. Because he's been double dealing with the money. That's the end. Oh, God. Thomas. Oh, man. For entertainment purposes only. He feels betrayed. That Page of Swords, they nailed him. And he's going to be asked to leave. And he's pissed. He's pissed about this. Somebody found his double dealings. He's been double dealing, double dipping, and underneath it all is the tower. This is the moment that leads to him, staying home. This could also be a number of readers have seen Ginny Thomas getting sick. This could happen at the same time, when he's under all this pressure for these financial disclosures, his wife takes ill, or he now needs to be home with his wife. So it's just, he's done. He's done here. When is he actually asked to remove? I don't know. I know he is desperately trying to stay on till after the election. It makes total sense. He does not want to be replaced with a Democrat. they finally have a 6-3 majority in the Supreme Court. The last thing he wants to do is turn it back to 5-4. But, then you should have behaved ethically. Just saying. All right. What about you, Mr. Alito? How are you feeling about your current situation? You any better off than Mr. Thomas? Or is the same person who leaked the Roe v. Wade decision going to be the same person who leaks your information? Okay. Maybe he lands on his feet. We'll see. Oh, no. There's a betrayal there and a disappointment. King of Swords. Nope. Oy. Oh, man. What to do with this card? Okay. Hopes, dreams, wishes fulfilled. Let's turn it upside down. His life at the end of the rainbow is going to be done with as well. There's going to be a really harsh judgment given to him. Again, it's my Jack Smith card. I'm not saying Jack Smith is going to get him, but this is probably Roberts looking at him, very firmly and directly, like, I can't ignore this. What you've done, I can't ignore. And again, there's that feeling of betrayal. Hey, we're on the same side. You can't do this to me. Nope, dude, you gots to go too. Because in the end of the day, Roberts is in charge. He's the Chief Justice, so he needs to make the call on that one. In some ways, another way to look at this is that Alito lands on his feet, but then Roberts has to make a tough call because of shenanigans by Clarence Thomas and maybe, shenanigans by Alito that he can get away with, but it's just a betrayal. So maybe Roberts leaves to go to someplace more calm and gives up his emperor role. Now, secondary reading, but I suspect either Alito or Roberts will go. Clarence Thomas is definitely going. Clarence Thomas will go first. Now, last one. I'm going to do a 7-parter on Clarence Thomas, just because he's the more controversial person in all this. How is this going to impact when all this information comes out? What's Clarence Thomas going to do? One more time through. All right. What's Clarence going to do? Gotta look for a backroom deal with the King of Swords. So he's going to try and make a deal with John Roberts. Little backroom. We've been friends for years type of thing. But all this information came out very quickly. Got the 8 of Wands. Current situation is the 7 of Cups. He's deluded. He thinks that he can cut a deal with John Roberts. Oh, he's just not thinking straight. And again, it's that kind of arrogance of, he's been a Supreme Court justice for 30 years. And he thinks that the rules don't apply to him. But in this case, they do. And he's not used to that. Okay, so a message goes forward. And action is taken. And, maybe it's something rather charitable. Some type of deal is made. Either taking pity on him or taking charity on him. But we have the Strength card underneath. So what do we got here? Thomas will leave, but he's going to want to leave on his own terms. Can I leave on such and such a date? And he's negotiating with Roberts on that. All this information's come out really quickly. Thomas is deluded, or this could also be his deluded wife is now playing a role in this. Knight of Cups, going forward with a new offer, a new relationship type of thing. That's, Robert, that's going to be Thomas leaving, and it's going to be, you've got to go. You have to leave. And the messaging could very well be that he had to go take care of his wife. They're not going to hold him. They're not going to hold him to account for the corruption. They're going to give him. They're going to give him charity. They're going to give him an out. And underneath is the strength card. It's that mastery. It's the how can we put lipstick on this pig of a situation. So again, that's what, and I think that's why Robert's cards are such a mess, because these guys have made his life difficult, and now he has to walk a tightrope to placate some giant egos while trying to maintain some semblance of integrity on the court. This card right here is about lack of integrity, and Clarence Thomas doesn't have integrity. So that makes Robert's life difficult, and Roberts may end up leaving too, just because he doesn't want to deal with it anymore. Okay, that's my reading on the Supreme Court and their financial disclosures. I think Clarence Thomas is in huge trouble, Alito's in big trouble, and Roberts is just fed up. That's just the way it is when you don't enforce the rules and you let the inmates run the asylum. Thank you for all your support on my channel. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.